Chef Takagi, I'm very happy to meet you again.
Yeah, me too.
A long time, and many times I've been eating at this counter, and I was happy also of this opportunity to ask you about Japanese cuisine. So there are many definitions, but what is your definition? What is Japanese cuisine? You can find it in France, in New York, in Tokyo. So just being a Japanese chef is not enough, I would say. What makes it Japanese cuisine?
I think that the Japanese cuisine is based on two things. One is dashi,
Dashi?
which is made by dry meat and kelp, sometimes only kelp, sometimes dry mushrooms. But anyway, we call it dashi. So most of Japanese cuisine is based on dashi. And also, we prepared Japanese cuisine with rice.
Dashi and rice.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have those two, anywhere in the world, you can do Japanese cuisine.
I should say that it's a kind of basic things. So of course we have to put something new and something traditional. But still, I think two kinds of things, rice and dashi, is a kind of basic materials.
And now you are also cooking Japanese cuisine all over the world, in many countries.
Yes.
So how do you find your creativity to be always on the edge, even in countries you don't know very well or with food you don't know very well?
Well, it depends on the situation. Some, because last week I was in Napa Valley, and the host who invited me want me to prepare kaiseki for wine. But sometimes Japanese cuisine for sake, using local ingredients in US. So it depends on the situation. So it's so fun to use new ingredients for me.
So you're discovering still new ingredients?
Yes, new ingredients and a new situation. I really enjoy it.
I was very surprised the first time I came many years ago with this counter way of conversation. Not only speech, but many things go in the two ways with the counter. How do you feel? How do you live them?
Well, basically the Japanese cuisine, especially kaiseki cuisine, is developed in private rooms. So this kind of things started in, I think, the end of Meiji or Taisho period. So the history of the counter is not so long. But still now, many foreign people love to sit in a counter because they can talk to the chef directly, and also they can hear explanation by the chef. And also, what is special is that they can watch how do they prepare.
But for you as a chef, always being watched and always having, not only to do the cook, you also have to talk and to do many things other than only cooking.
Yes.
So how do you live it as a chef?
Well, for example, why don't you think of the musician? They don't play only the studio. They play on the sometimes big stage, sometimes small, like a jazz club, and the people try to talk to the guest, audience, and we can enjoy together. So I have two ideas about counter. One is I'm so happy and I'm so excited to prepare the guest, the cuisine to the guest, front of the guest. And the other one is this is I think the best situation for education, not only for our young chef but also the guest.
The time to educate the guest.
Yes, because even not all Japanese people know everything about kaiseki, so they need to learn. And also foreign people. Some foreign people know about kaiseki much more than Japanese, like you. But
I've been at a good school.
But most of people love to learn with eating. So this is not education in the school. Education with enjoyment.
Best way.
Yeah. and people will never forget.
Never.
Yes.
And also because I thought that you have a different relation between the food also and the plates and all the utensils
Yes.
that you are using.
Mhm.
Can you tell me more about how you choose or how you feel or how you, what is all the lakeware and all the pottery and all the glass you have that you choose and mix with the mariage with the food? How does it work with you?
Well, basically we pick up the tableware depending on the menu, and also depending on the season. Of course, menu is depending on the season, so that is why it's the same menus. But first of all, to think of the menu, I have to feel which season is it now. And this is my idea that I think of the season is not fall, but 12. The beginning of spring, middle of spring, end of spring. And beginning of summer and end of spring is very close. But we have to think of balance. Spring side, summer side. And when we think of those kind of things, to think of presentation. So we have to think, of course, menu, but also we have to think of the design of plating. So sometimes lacquerware, sometimes ceramics, sometimes glass. So those kind of idea is based on menu, based on season, and also based on tradition.
But would you say, for example, if you find a plate or a bowl that is very special or very simple maybe, would it happen to you, for example, to design a menu for that plate? Is there a relation of the art of the table and also the way you will create the menu, the food that you will put on the plate?
Yes, of course, as I told you, I think of the menu first, and after that I pick up the plate. But sometimes, for example, when Maïa coming up, and I want to use the one lacquerware that I just bought. Then after that I think of the menu. So, well, sometimes those kind of things happen. So there is not only one way.
And do you have lately one very scary experience and one very funny experience to share?
In a counter?
Yes, or in Zashikyo.
I see.
Through your creation work of towards food.
I have some memories that I will never forget. So we had 7 guests at the counter. All of them come from US. There's no Japanese. Then I explained about what I prepared. It was a abalone. And I prepared. And I explained about abalone, and this is a kind of signature dish since my mother's generation. Then done. Then one of them started talking about abalone. Talking with abalone with some poem from Maïa or some very classic things. He knows much more than me. And he started explaining about Isejinu.
Wow.
To make them understand about abalone. I didn't know that. He knows much more than me. Yeah, I was so surprised.
So you learned?
Yes, a lot. And also I could learn how to explain in English, this kind of thing. But anyway, some people, of course we're professional chefs, but we don't know everything. So sometimes the counter is a good situation for us to learn. And funny things in private rooms. I said more than 10 years ago, more. Our VAT, who is the owner of a big company in Kanazawa, invited 3 Italian guys. And 3 of them were, I think middle 40s. And at the time, that was their first time to visit to Japan. And their company is in Italy, Milan. And the secretary of their company just sent to the message to the host company. And they don't like to eat Japanese.
Oops.
please prepare Western food. Then the secretary of my guest company called me. It was just after 5 p.m. The reservation was 6.
Ooh.
And what can you do? And what the secretary said that please prepare Western food for 3. And Japanese for 2. And I think about the menu, but because it's almost impossible to do anything because we have only 1 hour. Then we decided to prepare Italian. So I ordered to our vegetable shop and ordered some zucchini and rucola and some lemon and what else? Onion, this kind of vegetable to make salad. To make it. Paprika, bell pepper. And we bought it and cut it and mix up with salt and olive oil and lemon. And this is salad. And we grilled the beef and also we prepared pepperoncini. Because it's a kind of our family meal. So we did make it. Well, then Italian guy was so happy to eat that kind of food because they never expected. Because and then we understand that that was not their request. Just the secretary decided. Because that was their first trip to Japan and the long trip, so that is why the secretary think of that they must be so tired. So then after they finished our journey as Italian, what they ask me is, please prepare Japanese. Then after that we start from the middle course. And finally they could be so happy. That was my first time, that was our first time to prepare Italian food in Xenia.
Xenia, yes.
And I hope it was the last.
But that makes me to think about your definition of omotenashi.
Yes.
It's a word we hear quite often lately, but finally, what does it mean, omotenashi?
Omotenashi is it's very difficult to say, but not only restaurant, but also at your house, home. When we invite a guest, what we have to do is to make guests happy. And after that, we think of the way, how we should treat them, we should make them happy. So the meal, the kaiseki, is one idea. Flower arrangement, tableware, and screen. So everything was only for guests. I think we should call that kind of things omotenashi.
So for you, preparing an Italian meal, even though you are a Japanese restaurant,
yes,
is also part of omotenashi?
Yeah, because they requested. But if they call me and talk about asking me to prepare Italian one day before, I should say no. Because there are many good Italian restaurants in Kanazawa, so that is why it was not my duty. But just 1 hour before reservation, it's almost impossible to find a good Italian restaurant, so that is why I thought that I have to do.
Wow. Well, I hope you won't have, you will have different challenges in the future.
But don't ask me to prepare French,
No, I will find something else, don't worry.
No, we have French wine, that's all.
Yes.
Champagne, okay.
And what is your well, we talked about your best choice being sake to matching Japanese cuisine, but what do you think about champagne or wine? Because even though it's the choice of the eater to like more certain sake, certain alcohol, it's changed everything about the food, how you will appreciate the food. So if we have, for example, several people eating, one drinking sake, one drinking champagne, and one drinking beer, how do you cope with that?
Well, if it is not a pairing menu with alcohol, sake or wine, I think that guests should choose what they want to drink. So sometimes champagne, sometimes beer, sometimes sake, because they like it. If they can be happy, I think it's the best way. But if once they ask me to, which one the best for each courses, I should say sometimes sake, sometimes champagne.
But for example, would you change your menu if I say, today I don't want sake, I want to drink champagne? But the menu you had prepared, you think that there is a...
Yes, of course I will. Maybe I will little change it. For example, konowata. Konowata. I think konowata and a kind of salty things made by seafood is not good for a good weather like red wine and champagne. Yeah, it will be good for sake. Okay. And also that if I don't put those kind of things, maybe most of our menu goes well with champagne.
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes burgundy. It's fun to put new combination. So in a year, a couple times in a year, I have a class, cooking class in the elementary school, teaching the taste of Japanese. So I should say the sanmi, the sour, and the salty, shiwa, and what else? Nigami, bitter, and the umami. But this is not the main focus. So through the education of food, I wish the young children learn about local culture, Japanese food culture. And if we talk about food culture, we have to talk about Japanese culture, history, nature. So cooking is not only cooking. So through the education of food, I think we can teach and also we can learn a lot of things about our own country.
I think it's also the message would be for me that once you know it, it's not only when you come to the restaurant, it's also in your everyday life that you can remember to also input something of Japanese culture in the lives in your today and tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. So that is exactly the identity of Japanese. So they don't have to drink tea every day, sometimes Coke, sometimes coffee, but they have to remember what is Japanese cuisine.
Well, I do hope I'll come next month to remember again with you a new month, a different season of Japanese culture.
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure that you will enjoy the new one.
Oh, definitely. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。